Matanza Pass Preserve being closed since January, today we're here at Crucian State Park to take a look at the mangrove environments. There are three different types of mangroves: red, black, and white. The red mangroves are the most salt tolerant. Red mangroves have a very shiny, glossy, and pointy green leaves. They are easily defined by the numerous reddish, arching aerial roots. These provide an important protective nursery habitat for many marine species. The second is black mangroves. The black mangrove has a single trunk with almost black bark on it. They are characterized by its opposite leaves, which are narrow in shape, often found with salt encrusted on them. They can take up the salt water and put the salt onto the leaves. The leaves are a bit less shiny than the red mangroves, but they have a gray, silvery back to them. The black mangrove is able to breathe air through its roots, even through the standing water or soggy mud. And now we have reached the end of the walking trail here at Crucian State Park. And now I'm going to talk about the third and final mangrove, the white mangroves. They're found in more inland and tidal areas, ponds, and are more distinguished than from the others because they don't have aerial roots. They have rounded leaves at the base and at the tips, and the leaf is often notched at its apex. There are two glands at the base of each leaf that remove excess salt and sugar to attract helpful insects. And now I'll explain the three important ecosystem functions that mangroves serve. Mangroves not only provide a habitat for sea animals, but they help filter the water that is around them and help remove harmful bacteria that could affect the sea life around it. They also serve as land stabilizers. All three mangrove species can hold sediments and stabilize shorelines. They can also reduce flooding and wind damage landward during storms and hurricanes. Three ways that the mangrove forest and the organisms they support have changed. One major aspect of the mangroves and how they've changed comes down to the water pollution. With oil spills, red tide, and pesticides that are going into the water more often than now, there is a clear decline in the amount of surviving mangroves in the area. The second major cause is with the urbanization of the island. As developments continue to grow, we see an increased use of sea walls and erosion from the canal systems. The third and final piece is with the decline of the fish and the area. And since the mangrove serves as a nursery for development of fish, and they provide food for multiple marine species in the area. Bamboo forests have many environmental benefits because they function as carbon sinks, produce oxygen, control soil erosion, provide organic matter, regulate water levels in watersheds, conserve biodiversity, beautify the landscape, and essentially contribute to the purification and regulation of the environment. The scrub oak. Three species of oak trees grow here. They are usually small trees with short, thick leaves and are called scrub oaks. They produce numerous acorns, which are an important food for birds and other animals in this community. It's interesting to see how the tourism industry really changed the island and almost all of its industries. how quickly development started from the 1960s to what we have and what we see today. The island is less than a mile wide and there's so much urban development happening in the area. It just seems like it's keep on growing and expanding, even with the road construction. The Aquatic Preserve Department has been an accumulation of hard-working citizens that have been persistent enough over the decades to help protect the environment and the waterways from further expansion. In the 60s, they were able to stop a massive project that would have surely destroyed the natural ecosystem there. But thanks to their efforts, they were able to preserve some of the natural beauty of the area. Even though this wasn't the original plan, I still feel like we learned a lot from visiting the Croatian State Park ecosystem.